What's up, YouTube? It's Tyro here, and I have a quick question for you. How many times have you guys heard the same old thing, wards win games? Now, obviously, that's a kind of simple thing to say, right? But how many times have you seen someone walk out of the river and know that they just went and warded here? Well, what if you could ward without being seen, essentially? Or without them seeing the splash? Or without them seeing you come out of the river? Well, there's a few spots that you can actually do this. The first is up here. If you're top lane and you know they're somewhere back here or up in the brush, they're not going to see the splash. They shouldn't hear it either. So placing a ward in this area, you'll get top vision up here. Obviously that's not adequate if I don't play top lane, but I can just only imagine if the ward's up here, you're not going to have much of a warning. And that's what you want the wards for. The second one, I know watching the World 2 Championships, when I believe it was Stanley of TPA, he warded up here, and I could not believe, like, the chat just went crazy because no one had seen that before. Well, there's two spots you can do this. The first is obviously up here, top lane, but you can also do it bot lane here. And this, I posted a thing on Reddit that got some, hits on it, whatever, got some views. The issues with the wall protruding here, blocking vision. That's also apparent up here at the top as well, and there's a few other bushes that happens as well. So going back to Stanley warding up here, this is really good because you don't have to put yourself in the chokes from their tri-bush or be stuck in lane, where if they're stealing your blue, anything like that, you could be in a lot of trouble stuck right here. So warding this, you're going to click on top of this bush right here. And you're going to get a solid ward in there. If an enemy, if this were a pink and an enemy had a ward in here, you would be able to see it. It's not blocked by the wall or anything. So again, for this top one, you want to click around on this tree right in front. It may be helpful if you just right click at the base of it and then just remember click the top of that tree. The second one is obviously going to be Baron. Now, a lot of times when you're having Baron fights, at least what I've seen, mind you, I am trash at this game. I just play it for fun because I know my limits and that I can't be high caliber as some other people. I just don't have the time or knowledge. But a lot of fights I've seen, people just throw random wards like up here, and then the enemy has a pink in there. So there's two wards. Like, one is kind of like a dick ward, and what I mean by that is when Baron is actually here, if you place a ward back here, the enemy can't just simply come up and right click it like this because they're going to be clicking Baron Nashor itself. They actually have to wait till he's aggroed and then they can click behind, but mind you, they'll have to hit it 3 times, or 3 teammates would all have to be attacking it at the same time. So this is like the first one. It's kind of a wiener ward. You can kind of mess with some people. Real quick, before we do that, try one, because I have a feeling I might mess it up. It's kind of hard. The other one is getting a ward back here in this back crevice. A lot of times people pink right here or right at the choke. And this, just like the dragon ward, in this choke or over here are blocked. Mind you, this is not an ideal ward because, I mean, if I could change the vision, I only have like a little vision right here, but it may be beneficial, if you're just continually wasting like pink wards here, or people with oracles keep dying and you just have to have vision on Baron Nashor. So lastly, I think one of the hardest ones is this. What I like to do is click on the gray pillar right here and you get it in. This is obviously not luck, but it seems like there's sometimes luck involved with it. But I mean, as you can see, clicking here produces vision, at least in the tri-bush, so that you can at least get some vision if you know they're coming around. These two are very simple, they're very common, kind of common sense, but in case somebody doesn't know, you can ward both of these, and that's the same for both blue and purple side. Both of those sides are you can do it. Another common one that I'd like to do, because this happens in my games a lot, is when this turret is getting pressured, some wanker always comes this way. It's always like a Lee Sin or somebody like camping, just waiting over there, or a blitz or something, who knows. And so just this whole area you can kind of do it, but just clicking in the middle of the brush helps there. Mind you, it doesn't give you a lot of vision, so it's not an optimal ward, but it's more of like a situational ward, if you will. Another one, I see a lot of people just place these randomly. So the first, placing it here is going to give you vision of this whole choke. There, all of this. I see a lot of people just throw the ward there because they want vision of blue, but placing it here is going to give you more vision. Likewise, if you're an enemy, I don't know, in this case, this one might be best that you place it here, or even further over like that, because it'll give you more vision. If you guys, if you're red or purple side and you're wanting to steal their blue, you want as most vision as you can get. Where's another one? You can ward from here up into this bush. Likewise, you can do that here to that bush. I don't know the point that you would do it, why you would necessarily do it, but it is possible. And this one is actually, I can't get it very often, but I tend to do where the tree meets the pillar, and you get it right there. I can't, for the life of me, I can't get it there. I won't even try because, well, I sat AFK in the base so I could just accumulate gold. That's why I have like 20 CS at 20 minutes. That's bronze level right there for you. The next is, this is both applicable on both sides. You can, standing here, you can get into the red bush. I believe this was posted on Reddit before. But there you go. I mean, it's not that hard. You just, if these are gone, it's even easier. Otherwise, just click at the back of them, and then you're just gonna, right there, end of your like ward AoE area, whatever you want to call it. You can go ahead and place a ward there. I'm not gonna go through when and where to ward because I figure that will just be a cesspool of hate and opinions, and that's more to your own discretion when and how. If you want to ward here, this bush, up in Dragon, I'm not gonna go over that. You can find guides on all the popular websites. Likewise for down here and top bush, you can ward up this way. I mean, that's only been useful once when I like used a 60-second ward, placed it up there, and then threw a blitz grab like up into this area and picked someone off, and it worked. And like I said earlier, you can ward from this area. Mind you, I find it more easy. It's a lot easier from bot lane. Depending on where you walk, anywhere in here can affect where the ward goes. If you get it in this choke down here, you're gonna have problems because people are gonna walk into this part of the bush and you're not gonna see them, which is very annoying. I think really the only last two are Dragon to the try, and then this one, which isn't as useful as it used to be when this was a solid ledge that you either had to flash, jump, dash, or whatever over. Now it's not really as useful. I don't know why or when you would use it, but staying in this bush, you can ward up top to get vision. Mind you, it doesn't give you any vision of the bush or anything, but chances are, unless it's a blitz or something like that, they're going to be out of the bush. So this will give you vision, but again, if they have pink here or anywhere, you're screwed. But it is possible, again, to stand in this bush without being seen, even though I can't do it right now. And see, I failed. Okay. So there, you can stand in the bush, ward up there without being seen, or without coming out of the bush. Second, the infamous like Scar ward. This one I just right click down in this area, and then click the tip, like the area of the actual arrow, and that happens far too often. So maybe just move it in, maybe click the tree next to the road. Was see, I can't even do it myself. Alright, well you do that yourself. You learn how to do it. Otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much a lot of the ward areas. Again, for Baron, you're gonna want to click. You're gonna click down here and click up near the top of the pillar. For getting from this top to the top bush, you want to click on this tree. Vice versa, if you're standing down here, clicking up in this region or down in this region will produce a ward around there. These two, you're just gonna click on the bottom. This anywhere in this area when you're standing here on this side, and the red at the back of the double golems, you can get it into the bush. And this one, if you don't suck as bad as I do, you'll stand in this area and click somewhere on the sign, and you should be able to get it. But anyways, I hope that's somewhat helpful or useful to some of you guys out there. Maybe find it useful. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. But until next time, have a good day, guys, and I hope that was somewhat helpful.